It's time for Real Talk with Brian and Dan, the weekly talk radio show dedicated to discussing important real estate topics, plus insight into the local community. With a combined experience of over 50 years as local real estate brokers from the Eastside Real Estate team at Keller Williams Realty Bellevue. Here's your hosts, Brian Levitt and Dan Edwards.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 KKNW. It is a fantastically beautiful, sunny Wednesday, February 19th, 2020, and we are glad you're listening to us today. Hopefully you're sitting out in the garden, maybe getting the yard ready for spring. Who knows, but we're glad you're listening. So as you know, we are on the radio here live, and you can also check us live streaming on YouTube at 1150 KKNW's YouTube channel. If you're wanting to listen to past episodes, you can do so via podcast. We are on Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts, just about any app that has podcasts. Just search Real Talk with Brian and Dan, and you'll be able to subscribe and listen not only to past episodes, but future. Additionally, we have all of our videos of this broadcast on our website on the eastsiderealestateteam.com and YouTube channel. Simply subscribe. So we've got another fantastic show, some great guests today, some great conversation, Brian.
Yes,
Before we get to our guests, David Schwartz of Orion Entertainment and Emma Potter of Rowboat Wood, we are going to have some Real Talk. And for this Real Talk segment, we are talking about how to buy a home in a hot seller's market. Brian, the market is hot for sellers, right?
Yes, it is. Multiple offers are back again.
Multiple offers and a lot fewer available homes this year than there were last year. So it's getting really, really tough. So we've got some tips for would-be buyers out there, what they need to do to get themselves in the mode of buying. So number one is start with your mindset. So it can be really difficult to understand and ascertain what direction the market's going, Brian. And one of the things that we recommend is kind of sitting down with a broker, understanding the market, and understanding the market from what type of mindset you have to have.
Right. And I think getting prepared, both mentally and also being cash approved. I mean, in this market, it's pretty common to see multiple offers, and cash is king in that it creates confidence for a seller if you don't have to have any uncertainty. So
does that mean people have to go out and get a big cash?
No, it doesn't.
Some? What does that mean?
It means if you're not a cash buyer, going out and getting fully approved with your lender, which means underwriting approval. So you've submitted all your documents, your pay stubs, bank statements, anything they require for underwriter review. So all that's left is the appraisal and title.
Yeah, so going back a little bit to the mindset, the reason why you want to get there is the whole idea is homes in this area, they're going to go quickly, especially if they're in high demand. Key price point in this area right now is probably the $1.2 million range.
Right.
I know that's not the price of a starter home, so anything below that is going to be very high demand. There's going to be a lot of competition for it. Once you get up towards the top end of the 1.7 to 2, it's a little bit softer. But understanding where's the market going, right? So, Brian, we've talked about this before. Where's the market going in the next 5 to 7 years?
Oh, gosh. All the data shows that based on supply and demand, we simply don't have enough homes. Builders need to ramp it up. You look at Dan and I have talked about the numbers before, where we're just not seeing the number of construction starts that we need to keep up with that demand. So, nobody's got a crystal ball, but what all the data looks like is we're going to be in a climbing market for at least the next 8 years. And, it's not getting cheaper.
You got to be in it to win it.
Right.
I think that's kind of the mentality, is understanding that most buyers come to us and they're very concerned that the market will just crash and fall around them.
Right.
And we've discussed this ad nauseum. We've talked about why and where we think it's going. And while we don't have a crystal ball, we can't be 100% correct all the time, but there are too many indicators showing that if you are a buyer that plans on being in the market or in the home for what, would you say 3 years or more?
5 is what I've said for the last 38 years. I've seen it shorter. I've seen it longer, but 5, I've never seen it not work out for somebody.
So most people are looking to make a purchase and be around for 5 years or more, and they're going to be protected from any lack of appreciation that could possibly happen, which, buying right. So the next one is be flexible. Brian, what does it mean for a buyer to understand they need to be flexible in this market?
I think what I coach my buyers on is know the things that you're not flexible on, and then be willing to flex on the rest. I mean, example could be location. I want to be 30 minutes or less to work. Great, that's a hard stop if it's farther away. But an example is maybe floor plan, maybe a two-story versus a tri-level that's in the right neighborhood. Be flexible.
Be flexible. And the interesting part when you think about it is a lot of times when the average agent is out looking at, the average home buyer actually looks for about 10 weeks and looks at about 12 homes. Well, what happens if there's not that many homes for you to look at?
Right.
Then you're seeing what the market is. And the new homes that come on market, that's all that's left available. It's not like something else is going to come down the road. So if it matches one of your criterias, you can do that.
And I'd say, one of the most important things is getting educated. So, number one, you know the right home when you see it, and you're ready to move. In this brisk market, you're not going to get a lot of time to process. So you really got to do your processing ahead of time. That way you get all the time you need.
Yeah.
So I hate it when I'm working with a buyer and we're just getting started. We walk into a home, and I know, because I've seen, I'm constantly looking at homes, I know based on what they've told me, it's a real contender.
Yeah.
And they don't have enough information. And one of the things Dan and I've learned, when a client doesn't have enough information, it's a no.
Yeah.
And that's smart. I'm not criticizing that. I'm just saying if you get the education, then it'll take the stress away and help you make a good decision when you are ready.
So what's number 4?
Number 4, have fun. And I think that ties in with the education.
Yeah.
If anybody's going to lay awake night worrying about the transaction, let it be
Let
Dan
it be
or
us.
myself.
Yeah.
That's why I buy the Costco size of Tums. I buy them by the pound so you don't have to. But one of the things that the biggest thing we bring to the table is our experience and our knowledge to assist you in making the best decision for you.
And obviously buying the house and getting able to move into your first home is a lot of fun, but it can be so aggravating when you go offer after offer after offer.
Right.
And you're not winning, right? Because we all like to win. Brian and I, we like to help you win. But it's important to keep a positive outlook and attitude and know that the outcome that you're looking for is there.
Right.
I think that just kind of shows up, and understand that it's just part of the process right now.
Right. It's stressful in making a decision in what you're going to offer when you're in a competing market. So I always counsel my clients to offer enough that if you get the home, you're happy. And if you don't feel like you made a mistake by not offering more.
Don't be attached to the outcome.
Then be at peace about it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So in conclusion, if you're buying in this market for the next 6 months at least, you've got to have a great positive outlook. You need to get yourself into a position of being cash approved. Make sure that you stay flexible in the requirements you're looking for, and have fun. This is a great process, and it will end in a successful transaction for you. And Brian and I can help.
There you go.
There you go. All right, that concludes our Real Talk for today. If you're interested in this and other topics we've covered in the Real Talk segment, please check out our blog at theeastsiderealestateteam.com/blog. And if you'd like to talk to us directly about your real estate questions, you can call us at 425-200-4093. Thanks for listening. Next up, we'll be speaking with our lender for our Mortgage Moment segment, so stay tuned for after this commercial break. We're going to talk with Aram Maravosov. Yes, I've been practicing that. He is an experienced loan officer with Movement Mortgage. So come on back after this break for some more Real Talk.